Welcome to episode 50.
Welcome to episode 50.
Big milestone episode. It is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, man, 50 episodes. Well, you started coming on around episode 40?
Yep, 10 episodes ago.
Yeah, so you're on the journey for 10.
Yep.
Episode 50, it's, reflecting back on it is cool. I originally actually thought most people know this, but
Okay.
I filmed 3 episodes of the podcast in I want to say it was 2023
Okay.
or 2022. I can't remember what year. I think it was 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And a year later to that date, 2 days, it was episode 4. So it was I did 3 episodes. It was
they were spaced out in that time. So
episode 1, 2, and 3 came out within a 2-month span or 3-month span in 2003 or
23.
23. Yeah, pretty sure it was 2023. And then a year later,
episode 4 came out.
From episode 3, episode 4 came out because I stopped podcasting and did 3 podcasts, and then I started doing it again. And since that, since around the September to I would say September, October time, I believe I've been doing it. So it's almost actually a year.
Basically a year, because it's September, almost coming to October.
Yeah. So I guess we are in October.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So the thing is looking back, it's a year. So it's been about 47 episodes.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, about 47 episodes in a year, roughly.
Man,
I would say.
Insane.
Yeah, so let's look back, man. It's crazy. It's cool, man. Met a lot of cool people. I knew a lot of the people too, but
it's great to have that sit down, right?
Yeah,
you don't really get that life. It's
we did a lot of mobile when we started, and we went a lot of places. It was fun though. It was cool. It's a cool experience. I think mobile podcasting is awesome. I would say probably now though, if we were to do a mobile podcast, it would be either really a special guest, or we would be traveling somewhere, we'd be going a different place to do it. But overall, I think the direction we're going now, and I think that's something cool we can talk about, is just trying to do like I said, more episodes and more information, but also to giving a little bit of stories and just having a little bit more consistent with it, right?
Exactly. So. Yeah. Definitely be really fun. That gap from that 1 hour or that 1 year, 1 year's time, was there a big mindset change or shift with you when you came back?
No, so
was it just
I've actually had a lot of people. I'm super grateful for all the people that have helped me with my socials and editing, and I've had probably now 5 or 6 individuals that have all kind of been part of the journey.
Yeah, BTS.
And the one, her name's Jen, but she actually was in one of the episodes that I did at the beginning. I think she was episode 2, I believe.
Okay.
Where she kind of interviewed me for the second episode.
I remember how I watched that.
Yeah. So she actually helped me. She did a lot of my stuff at.
Yeah.
I would say it was around the beginning. Oh man, I might try. That's a long time ago. It feels like.
Life flash by quick,
man. But yeah, no, we tried to do some podcasting, and then there were some things in her life, and I believe she moved. She moved away, so we didn't have the accessibility to do them anymore, and the individual I had next didn't really have much background into podcasting, so we didn't do any. And then I just thought of I found some of you have seen him, Calvin was on some of the episodes, and we started doing mobile podcasting, and then Graham's sitting behind the camera right now. So
shout out Graham.
He's here. But yeah, no, when we started, it was we just had an idea, and it wasn't perfect, man. You know, and there's still to this day, you know, there's some things that, you know, we always try to strive on getting a little bit better and working on, and, you know, and I think at the end of the day, I think the hard thing about what people with podcasting is they quit too early.
Yeah, stagnant, they quit.
And they want everything to be perfect, like they see the podcast they see online. Yeah. And, you know, I always look back on things like this, like episodes like this, or episodes that we've had, and, you know, maybe we've had an audio issue, or we've had a camera issue, or whatever the case may be, but it's, you know, it's the effort, and at least there's something. And was it perfect? No. Was it something that, you know, we can work on next time? Yeah, but that's the whole learning process, right?
That's what makes it fun, man. Looking back at it and going like, hey, remember this episode? You said this. I remember my very first episode. Every 2 seconds I was saying right, and I reread it or re-listened to it. I was like, geez. I'm like, did I sound like that? But I think that's what makes it so fun, man. It's like,
I look back, I still say and like this, and like, and I still do it, and, you know, I try to remind myself that.
Not everybody wants to hear the word like and right.
But you think of it, when you have a conversation with someone, they use it a lot.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's something that we've just been accustomed to. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably say it again while I'm talking today, and I won't even realize it.
Exactly.
It's just something that that I've evolved over time, and it just when I'm talking, sometimes, you know, everyone gets like this. There you go. You just have a conversation.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
it's the hardest thing.
You're not always thinking of exactly every word that you're saying. You're just trying to get the point across. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. I know as a person who kind of struggles with the opposite, where I try to think too much before I say, and then get paralysis by analysis. It's something that you just get better with over time with everything, right? It's like same thing with the gym, same thing with everything, right? It's like practice makes, not perfect, but I wouldn't say that, but practice makes better.
Practice makes better. I would say, you know, the main thing that the goal for the podcasting was just to have conversations with people and get them to share their story. I've had literally probably every walks of life. I can't think of
so many, a
demographic or age or like that I haven't had maybe I like the term advanced age. I don't think I've had an advanced age individual. So, you know, in their 70s, 80s. Yeah. But I've had a 12-year-old.
Yeah. With
you know, like I've had some topics about, man, random things that I didn't even know about, or that I would think I would ever have a conversation about, and
from comedians to like real estate.
Yeah, just like funny stuff and different characters of people, and just really cool stories. And you know, the guest stuff is awesome, but I'm gonna be honest, it's really hard to organize. Yeah. Finding a place, a time, coordinating with everyone. But I think, you know, the direction that we're going to try to take it might make it a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I've been talking for too long now. Like I really think that having more episodes and more value will really make a impact. That's also why I started. I would say podcasting is one of those things that, you know, at the end of the day, it takes a team to do it, and investments, and I would say it's one of the investments for me that, if I look at it on a monetary value, it's the thing that is I lose the most monetary value on.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny, I actually almost enjoy it the most. It's weird, right? You think like a lot of times people think, you know, the more money that I'm making, the more enjoyment that it'll be, and that I'll have a happier life. And it's funny for me. I've realized that podcasting is a little bit of the opposite for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't love what I do. I just mean it's one of the things that I like to have conversations with people.
Exactly.
Right.
And we're doing it on a regular basis, but it's still different, right? To just be able to sit down and just take that time and not actually be like in a gym environment or with a client on a call, right? It's different when you're doing it sitting down in person, just being raw. And I totally see where you're coming from as someone who's, just slowly getting into it. It is really fun though, because it's exciting. It's like you don't walk into a podcast knowing exactly what you're going to say, right? There's a lot of spitballing and stuff like that. And it's cool. Yeah.
It's interesting you said that, because a lot of the times I would have guests and they would ask me like, what kind of questions do you ask me? And I was like, I don't actually, I'll tell them like, maybe, I want to hear about their story, or, I'll talk about their profession, but I don't like to
interview.
Yeah. I think it's okay to have notes, don't get me wrong, but I really believe a lot of times the best conversations you'll have with someone are going to be based and played off of what they already said. Yeah. Right. So if they're going down, a path about their story and they talk about, let's say, their kids, and you ask a follow-up question on their kids, it's more of a natural transition, but also too, it is actually kind of interesting, because then you tend to find out something different about them that you didn't know.
Yeah.
Right. I think a lot of times we are so used to just being like, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, good.
Yep.
How was your day? Good. I went to work, and it's asking those deeper questions that you then really get to the true, like, raw answer from someone, because you almost catch them off guard a little bit too. Yeah. and it gets them to think, and it gets them to actually, is it what they would say? Like, it's funny because I've had people in the past too, they would say, well, I wish I would have said this differently. And I'm like, well, you said it how it was in the moment.
Exactly.
Right? And that's probably the best way, because then it also helps the listener connect and understand. And it's more of a raw conversation. It's kind of awkward if I'm just sitting here and like, hey, what did you do on January 22nd at this time? And then you tell me your answer, and then I'm like, okay, next question. What did you eat for breakfast today? And I'm like, okay, next question. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to listen. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, if you wouldn't want to listen to it, why would somebody else want to listen to it?
And there might be some people out there that would. Yeah. But that's just not when I started it, I was like, I've seen some podcasts like a little bit more tailored to questions based off of, their script, but I personally like to just have a raw conversation. So,
What do you think that people should be looking forward to in the future with like how stuff's going to be going, as now we're like going to be more episodes, more frequency?
Yeah, I just think, I think quality, and I don't mean that what we're doing now is not quality, but like I said, things improve, right? Yeah. Maybe more branding, maybe, exposure, different topics.
There'll be investments into it as well. That's going to make it look.
Yeah, so that's what and just having a place where we can, call home outside of home. In a way where we feel comfortable in the space, but also too it feels natural just to be. And I think, not that I'm gonna step away from the direction of having guests, but I want to have some guests sometimes, but also give more information so there's able to have more episodes, because I'm gonna be really honest, it's hard to have weekly episodes of a guest.
Yeah, right? It's a lot of coordination.
And you don't see, it's like, hard for people honestly, I haven't really seen podcasts that do that, actually. Yeah. Like, podcasts that do daily, they don't usually have a special guest. Yeah. If they do, it's like it might be once a week, or might be once a week, but it's like the big podcasts, like the ones that have been doing it for a while. Yeah, right? that fly into their studio and do
like your right? Chris Williamson, Joe Rogan, all that stuff.
Yeah, Mind Pump even. Like, they have a lot of guests too, right?
One day.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, I really believe that the direction of the podcast is just gonna get better, obviously. Yeah. And it's funny, because if I look back to where it was when we started versus now, it's gone better. Exactly. Which is good. Like, it's improved, right? We've, different systems and understanding, okay, well, when we do it like this, it doesn't really work that well. Or, when we don't have, mics or cameras that are, you know, situated differently, and you just learn as you go, right? So eventually that's going to be the goal, is just to have a little bit of a, you know, I would say improvement and just more knowledge. And I think knowledge around things that are, you know, a little bit more interesting, I hope. Not that I don't think we've talked about non-interesting things, but, you know, I think we're in a day and age right now where we can only hear so much about like being in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
Like everyone talks about it. Everyone talks about calorie deficit. Everyone talks about eating enough protein. Everyone, like, it's almost getting mundane. Like it's almost to a point where it's getting boring. Right. I'll mention it, obviously. Like I'll say like that's what you need to do, but I don't really like to go super in depth, as you could tell in the last peptide podcast. Yeah, we mentioned it. Yeah. Right. But we weren't like, okay, now you got to eat this many calories at this deficit, and to do those things, and obviously to lose weight or lose body fat and to gain muscle, you have to be understanding of calories, and that's a different story. But for information and actually expressing those things and knowledge, I think, you know, trying to have more intriguing conversations. And it could just be, you know, one day we just decide one of the episodes is just us like, oh, you know, what happened to you in the last month? You know, and then we just kind of go from there, right? So
just go into some insights. Yeah,
just talk about your life and stories. And, you know, I think a lot of times people like to hear not just about your life, your work life, but your life in general. So
well, I know I'm super excited for the next couple of steps, and
because you know, this is the first transition where we're going to be doing more episodes.
Shorter episodes as well.
Shorter episodes, but more episodes, you know, being posted. And again, that's going to be a transition. So that's something that's new. You know, our goal is to, you know, have four a month. And we'll try that for a few months, see how it goes, right? Doesn't mean it's permanent, but I think at least giving it a fair, like, 3 months at least, you know, a good push here for, you know, October as we're in right now, and then November and December, just to see how it goes and go from there, right?
Yeah, and for the audience, like, we see all, like, your messages and your comments, and it makes our days. So we love to keep seeing that, and
and honestly, the people that
support,
you know, have been listening to this since the beginning, the people have listened maybe from the last episode, or maybe you're someone who's just listening to this first episode for the first time. I think, I just appreciate you guys, you know, being along the journey. You know, I think the thing is for me, I think cool viewership and analytics and all these numbers. It's cool to see, but, you know, I always say if you had, let's say you had 50 views, okay, on a podcast. If you were to put all those 50 people in this room right now, and they were just standing there watching you, that's basically what's happening.
Feels like you're doing a TED Talk then,
you basically are talking in front of that many people, and I think a lot of people don't think of it like that. They think, well, I only had 50 views, or I only had 3 views. It's like, at least you had a view. Like
more than one.
There's some people out there that have 0, right? And you know, that's exactly like, you know, Instagram and things like that. It's, you know, you get to a point where everyone's just so worried about likes and views and all these things. But is that even
impacting people?
Well, is that
even, it's like, what are you doing besides, it's like, it's cool and nice to have that, like, but like, what's the point? Are you going to flaunt it and bost about it? No, not really. It's like, and if you are, it's like, why? It's like, there's deeper reasons.
And it's funny because the most, I would say, quote unquote, liked or viewed things that I've posted have been personal. And raw. They haven't been, you know, a super gym B-roll of, you know, me working out or whatever. It's been just me talking about my life or talking about a situation. So, you know, it's funny to, you know, reflect. We usually think, you know, and there's some things like that will get you more and likes if that's what you really care about. But at the end of the day, I think the goal of this is just to provide value, and people see that too. You know, you get to a point where you start to understand and see that, you know, and at the end of the day, you do have to make a living. You know, the goal is to obviously be able also to maybe have some sponsorships, and that'd be really cool. Like,
for sure.
But if it doesn't happen, man, I'm not gonna I'm not going to be like all pouty about it. And, you know, if I were to ever have to stop podcasting, there would have to be a really good reason for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or if I were to maybe step away, maybe it's, you know, maybe I have different co-hosts and they do a few episodes, I do a few episodes, you know, like maybe that's a direction, but I don't see myself stepping away unless I really had to step away for a specific reason, right? But I think just getting more people involved and having different mindsets is a really cool thing too.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I would say that's, you know, I know episode 50 is not like a typical information overload, but like I said, I think this is a cool milestone, and I just wanted to share a little bit about the story and, you know, bring Akam on, and, you know, like I said, he's been here for 10 episodes now, and you know, he's seen how it kind of works, and I think he has the podcast bug now. So
appreciate it, buddy.
But yeah, no, I think
really excited.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to kind of add to anything and the journey or the direction or?
Yeah, as for the journey, I feel like it's one of those things. It's like you do it, you reflect on it. That's my biggest thing. I like to always kind of like, once I'm done, go back, just like de-stress, review. I always feel grateful. I always feel happy. I always have a blast coming here. So, and like I said, man, so many people come up and I'll be surprised. Like I remember I was at school the other day and a bunch of people are saying, hey, we saw your podcast. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. And then, and that makes it for me, man. I just love being able to see other people and see that they picked up on something, and then they would ask questions, and I'm a big nerd. So like sparking questions about stuff we chat about, I love it. So yeah, it's something,
it's a cool feeling. Yeah. It's a feeling of impact, right? I think
exactly. Yeah.
I think everyone in life wants purpose of
100%.
some sort. Everyone's purpose is going to be different, but you know, I feel if you can somehow impact someone's life, that is a big purpose of life, and that's something I just believe in. I don't mean you have to impact every single human you come across, because you might not align with them, you might not, you know, be able to per se, you know, jive with them. But even if somebody takes something away, even one thing, even if it was something you said about, I don't know, eating enough protein. I don't know, that one time you told them to eat enough protein and they, you know, they took that away.
That shift and
and that's an impact, right?
Yeah, that momentum builds up from there, right? It's like, it's just such a great feeling. And it just reminds you that, you know, some things, it's like, it's bigger than you, right? It's like, it kind of gets you out of that like state of thinking like, oh, the world is all so revolved around you. It's nice to be able to like, you know, just close your eyes and go like, all right, it's like, there's other things, right? And sometimes you look at your problems and you're so stressed about things, but you remember it's like, hey, there's like, regardless, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm still going to help people, and I'm going to feel great about it, and that's going to lead to people helping me, right? So
I agree. So okay. I just want everyone, thank you so much for,
thank you guys.
Thank you for being here, listening for this long, and you know, letting us nerd out for this long. Without getting canceled, you know. 50 episodes.
Hopefully we get to episode 100, right?
Man, the amount of talking I've done in 50 episodes, oh my goodness. Take all those
we
hours.
make a compilation, we got to do that.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
At least 50 plus hours, so there you go.
We got a little right compilation of you saying right, of you saying like the bloopers.
Bits I've said and mispronouncing of words.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, but thank you everyone for listening to episode 50 of the Northstar podcast. Here's to 50 more episodes. Here's to 100. Here's to as many as we can do. So
let's go.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.